SlyFlourish, and I am here with my friend Enrique Bertran, the NewbieDM.
Hi, Mike.
How are you?
Hi, everybody. Good. Yourself? Early morning D&D.
I'm well. We're going to play some D&D. I love playing D&D. I wonder if my mic just clipped
9
out.
o'clock in the morning D&D.
9 a.m. D&D. I've got coffee.
We are like, we're hardcore, man.
Right. 6 a.m. Pacific.
We're hardcore.
We'll see what kind of fan you are if you're willing to wake up at 6 in the morning to watch some D&D. So we are playing the adventure Dragon of Icespire Peak. This is the adventure that comes in the D&D Essentials Kit, and we are playing using the one-on-one rules in that game. And we are, I would say, probably 2/3 of the way through at this point.
Really, that much?
Yeah, we're making some serious progress. So would you like to catch people up? Where are we at this point?
So our two characters are Barundar. He's a dwarven fighter. He is a bit of a, how shall I describe Barundar? He's a bit of a buffoon, but he's got a good heart.
Far. Sure.
He's not a buffoon, but he's kind of a weird, odd fella, and he's got a good heart. And his companion Bing, who is really the brains behind the operation here, Bing is the actual companion character from the rule set, and he is a halfling healer.
Yep.
And we are, what's the name of the town? Phandalin.
Phandalin.
We are in Phandalin, and we are exploring the region, and we know that there is a white dragon nearby, and Barundar believes that fate is eventually going to lead him to this dragon and save the region from it.
Yep.
He's had visions. Along the way, he's done small quests for people here in town. He's a fan of that job board and he's cleared out some orcs and some goblins and whatnot.
Yep.
But he's had visions of this dragon, and he feels that eventually fate will lead him to this dragon, and him and Bing will save the day.
Right. Yeah, and at the shrine of Savras, a shrine to the goddess of good luck, you had a vision that actually showed you the path through the mountains to reach the ruins where the dragon lairs. And
so Barundar had an out-of-body experience.
Right. Quite an experience. And you also learned from the job board that let's read the actual quest here. The Dragon's Barrow. The dragon that besets us is not the first to threaten this region. Headed towards this one. Within a mountain 15 miles south of Phandalin lies the ancient dwarven fortress of Axholm, which has been sealed for years. If a dragon attack is imminent, the people of Phandalin might need to evacuate to take refuge in Axholm. To that end, someone needs to open the fortress and make it safe for habitation. Once you accomplish these tasks, return to Townmaster Wester to collect your reward of 250 gold pieces. Both of those seem to grab your attention in our last session, and I believe you told Bing that your next area that you were going to investigate was this Dragon Barrow to recover this dragon slaying axe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. You make your way. Let's see. I should pull up the actual quest, shouldn't I? Dragon Barrow. So you travel. It's about a 2-day journey from what you understand of where this barrow is located. About 40 miles northwest of Phandalin, among the rolling hills. You travel through the hills and grasslands, and you believe it's going to be about a 2-day journey for you and Bing. Do you have any during camp halfway through at the halfway mark before you arrive? What sort of conversations do you have with Bing? What's on Barundar's mind?
I want to tell Bing. I want to explain to Bing what it is I felt when my brain left my body and I saw that vision of the dragon.
Yeah, he explains that like such visions are not they're quite uncommon, and it takes a strong mind to be able to handle such a vision and not go mad. Many have touched ancient artifacts or old monoliths or strange monuments to times long past and received such visions and never were the same again.
Bing,
sir.
As you know, I have the strongest mind.
Indeed, sir. Absolutely.
There was never a doubt that my mind would be able to
I certainly never doubted
survive
it.
the ordeal.
I certainly once you had come to, I never doubted it either.
I mean that such talk is foolish.
Indeed.
But I will say that it was a bit of an odd feeling, Bing.
Indeed. I can
Seeing
only
my body below me as I floated above.
Yes. Quite nauseating, I imagine.
Well, I'm scared of heights, Bing.
Hmm.
I'm a dwarf.
Sure, understandable. We all fear many things. Heights is about the only thing I don't fear, sir.
What do you fear, Bing?
What do I fear?
You're a half. Surely you feel. I know you don't fear a lot.
Exposure.
Exposure.
I fear being exposed. I fear
decent exposure, Bing, or
no any exposure. Being seen by lots of people all at the same time, and not knowing what to do or say. That frightens me. Being caught out in the open, no protection, nothing behind which to hide.
Perhaps you need a cloak, Bing.
A cloak would be nice, sir. My people and my uncle taught me many ways to sort of hide behind things, to find ways to hide in the shadows. My uncle was a bit of a problem in our family, you understand, but he had many skills.
Mike, what was remember last session we went into a mine that a sinkhole that sort of opened up under us at the
Yes, correct.
cow fields? Yep. What was that item we found?
What did you find? Oh man, good question.
You found
it was a crown. No, it was like a tiara, I believe. Was it a necklace or a tiara? And it had one casting of the spell Scorching Ray.
That's what it was.
And it was Bing. You gave it to Bing. Bing is more than happy to have you take it if you wish, but
no, Bing, I'm not gonna wear this tiara. You can wear it, Bing.
Right. He's thank you, sir. I will only use it when we believe that the time is right.
I'll let you know when that is, Bing.
This axe, I'm quite fascinated by this axe. I'm excited by the prospect of uncovering such an artifact.
Bing, understand you're not going to carry this axe.
Oh, of course. Like, I don't believe I even could carry this axe. I'm just fascinated by the discovery of such a thing. Clearly, it's no advantage to me. I certainly don't plan on running up and hitting a dragon.
They will sing songs about our journey, Bing.
I look forward to it. You mean those jackasses back at Phandalin with the...
No, those guys are terrible.
Right. I mean, I paid them, and the songs got slightly better, but I don't know. Now I heard people whistling the tune of performed at median expectations, which I didn't believe was a song that really truly grabbed on to the heroism.
It did not.
The whole thing about fearing the were-rats and negotiating with them, that didn't sit well, and that song didn't seem to do well as either.
Well, it was badly written, Bing.
I suppose so, sir. But hopefully we'll find other bards who are more understanding of the heroism that we are facing this day.
I think I'm gonna lay down and get some rest, Bing. You should do the same.
That sounds good. I believe I will do the same. You awaken the next morning in the grasslands northwest of Phandalin and continue your journey onward, sort of crossing across the Tribord Trail and out sort of into the wilderness, into the wilds. You come upon a thick copse of trees late in the afternoon, and you hear, let's see, if you would give me for both you and Bing, a perception check, please.
Sure. So Bing... Ooh, Bing rolled a natural 20. He's got a +2, 22.
Right. And
Barundar rolls another natural 20.
Wow. So the two of you are kind of making your way through that copse of trees, and you hear something pretty large rustling in the trees nearby, and both of you feel eyes upon you. You catch a glint of sunlight on steel, and for a moment you see like a humanoid form that stands, whose size is roughly that of a medium-sized humanoid, but who stands probably 2 or 3 feet higher than a normal humanoid would stand. And the eyes seem to be upon you. You believe this is somebody that is attempting to see and not be seen, but the rustling of the leaves and sort of your battle-honed senses definitely pick up that there is such a thing. Those same senses tell you there is only one such thing. There is not. You are not surrounded by enemies. There is only this one entity.
Bing?
Sir.
Let me do the talking.
Yes, sir, of course.
I take a few steps forward,
and
I say, show yourself. I see you.
After a short amount of time, the copse of trees parts, and a creature steps out. Do you see the creature in our shared window?
I do.
At first, you believe to be a humanoid riding on a horse until you realize that the human and the horse are riding together. A large, imposing figure carrying a long, bronze-bladed glaive with a sword upon its waist kind of steps out and it goes, "Hello, I mean no harm. Are you friend or foe?" Yes.
I don't know where the man begins and the horse ends, friend.
He points. He goes, right around here, and he points to his lower waist.
I see.
My name is Xanth. It is a pleasure to meet you, Barundar. And your friend?
This is Bing.
Hello, Barundar and Bing. I am Xanth. There he is.
Barundar's a little confused.
Be not confused.
Do you rule over these parts?
Oh, he kind of laughs. He lets out a big bellowous laugh. No. I am but a traveler such as yourself. Although I often travel solitary and in the woods rather than any civilizations.
I see.
If you have not seen one such as I am a centaur. A nomad of the wilderness.
I am a dwarf.
Fine, sturdy folk. In fact, we stand upon ancient dwarven lands. I don't know if you know this.
That is why I'm here.
Yes. Are you familiar with the Besselmere and Delzoon dwarves? Two old tribes of dwarves. You, of course, are familiar with both tribes. The Besselmere dwarves, a more recent group of dwarves that lived above ground in the area, particularly into the north, an area known as the Desserin Valley. And the Delzoon dwarves, who built many of the ancient dwarven fortresses underground, including the fabled fortress of Gauntlgrim.
I tell him that.
Yes, he says, of course. It would be foolish for me to tell stories of the dwarves to a dwarf. But we stand in this area now was once quite an area for heroism. In fact, one of your heroes lies nearby.
Who may that be?
That hero is... Let me pull up the notes. Tenmare Alagond, a powerful dwarven warrior who bested a dragon with her famed axe, an axe supposedly forged in the forges of Gauntlgrim for that very purpose.
Well, are you familiar with history, Centaur?
I am. I like to study the history of the land of the orcs and the tyranny of that dragon up above.
I am on a mission to find that axe.
You are.
Use it to slay a new threat.
This is good to hear. That is good to hear. And looking at your stout nature, I believe you might very well be successful. I will warn you, strange witch lights hover over the Dragon Barrow, the barrow where your hero lies. These strange lights concern me. I have not explored them up close, but I am bothered by this. But I am far more bothered by the orcs that have overrun Neverwinter Wood, and the half-orc spellcasters that they are in league with.
I look back at Bing and I mouth witch lights.
His eyes kind of, he looks at you and he looks at the centaur and he kind of gives a shrug.
Well, I'll take care of the orcs, and then I'll see about these witch lights.
Yes. If you like, after you are through exploring the Dragon Barrow, perhaps we may parlay again, and I can tell you of the orcs and their dark rituals that they conduct.
Sounds good.
I wish you good fortune, Barundar and Bing.
Where are you headed?
I will probably be spending my time circling the area here to see if I can learn more of these orcs and what they are up to. Here, if you are able to give a whistle, a particular whistle, I shall hear this whistle. He says, that will do. That will do fine. Whistle that. Aim yourselves towards any mountainous or rocky area to let it echo across the valley, and I will certainly hear it and come soon.
Very well. I shall try to remember the tune.
I
just made it up on the spot.
If it's close enough, I'll know. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's not likely spies will use it and lead me into an ambush.
I tried to do my best.
Those half-orcs are a crafty bunch.
My best Link, the Zelda tune.
He rocks back and forth as you give the tune.
Pleasure to meet you, and good luck and safe travels. I think
good luck
we shall meet
Barundar.
again.
I hope we shall. I hope we shall. And I apologize if my approach was not put you on edge. It was not my intent. These are dangerous times. He kind of on his front hooves kneels down and then bows his humanoid torso towards you, holding his glaive out to one side. And then rises up and gives a nod to Bing, a nod and a wink over to Bing, and heads off into the woods.
Bing,
what a magnificent creature!
I will admit to being a bit troubled by this half-man, half-horse.
How so? Why so, sir?
Well, I've never seen such creature. Can he be ridden? Would he take offense if I asked to ride him?
I don't know, sir. I would probably.
Where would I put my hands, Bing?
That's a good question, sir. Around his torso, I would assume, but I don't know. These are good questions, sir. Yes, these are good questions. I suppose that being unfamiliar with his race, I don't believe he would run you through with his glaive were you to ask such a thing. I would certainly ask before I would attempt to mount him.
He's in fine athletic shape, Bing.
He is. It would appear that his time in the woods keeps him in such shape. I wonder if there are more such as he.
Well, there must be. He must have come from somewhere, unless he's some.
Yes, I mean, is he
magical spawn.
Solitary, or is he with a tribe? I don't know. It's very interesting.
Well, I don't know either, Bing.
Shall we head to the Barrow?
We should.
The sun is getting dark. Well, it's not getting dark. It is going down, and thus making the rest of the world dark. You arrive at twilight, the sun setting over the western hills, sending an orange glow through the sky as you approach a clearing in the woods and in the grasslands, a very large clearing, and you see a series of connected hills. My Siri just went off. You see a series of connected hills that all are clearly artificial, right? Like somebody built these long ago. And as you look atop them, you see that there are these gray spires of stone sticking out of the tops of the middle series of hills. He goes, "The Barrow." He goes, "Look, sir." And as the darkness of the forest nearby lights up in the forest nearby, followed by a second one. They kind of move around in a pattern that is clearly not natural. And then one of them blinks out, and then the second one blinks out. The witch lights, sir. Yeah, sorry. Yes, sir.
What do you think we're seeing?
I don't know, sir. Give me, if Bing can make a intelligence religion check.
He's got a +4 to his religion.
All right.
13, 17.
17. He goes, there are creatures known as will-o-wisps, malevolent balls of light, bound by some dark fate or magic, and they feed off of fear and despair. Dangerous creatures who have been known to lead people into great danger.
Bang, if there's one thing I hate are malevolent balls.
Yes, sir. He goes, hey, hang on a second, sir. And he takes out his Barundar, Sayings of Barundar book. And he adds in, the one thing I hate, Bing, are malevolent balls. And he sketches that into his book.
Let's go see what this is about.
Indeed, sir. Are we going into those woods over there where those blinking things were, or are we going to head to the mound itself? Which
we're gonna go.
What do you wish to?
We're gonna go into the woods.
And investigate those strange
malevolent
lights. Oh, right, the malevolent balls. Yes, sir. Indeed. He kind of cracks his fingers and sort of makes sure that it's accessible. And the two of you sort of head around the barrow, head around these hills and into the woods themselves. You feel it. What I am looking for, I don't see anymore. Oh, sir, look! And he turns around and points outside of the woods, and hanging atop the barrow itself is one of those lights, kind of moving around in a circle, and then suddenly drops down into the center of the hill. Sir, give me an insight check if you would. Both you and Bing can make an insight check.
Insight is wisdom, right?
Insight is, yes, correct.
Bing rolls a 13, and Barundar rolls a 7.
So Bing is like, what do you think they're doing? Like their behavior worries me, sir. I think we might be being toyed with.
I'm not sure what to do here.
Well, we could hunker down in these woods and see what we discover here, or we could investigate the barrow itself. We could, of course, leave and find adventure elsewhere.
No, we won't be doing that, Bing. Let's go to the barrow and investigate.
Yes, sir. I believe we should be ready for anything up there. Those
malevolent balls disturb me.
You make your way up a line of hills, and as it's kind of coming up from the south, and as you rise, you get to the first of one of these large stone spires that pierces out of the ground, and you kind of look around at the hills around you, these clearly unnaturally formed hills, but not in any sort of pattern that... can I have a wisdom check from both you and Bing?
Bing rolls an 8. Barundar rolls a 3.
So both of you, I cannot make out the pattern of these strange hills. I don't, clearly they were made by somebody, but I don't know why they are built or shaped the way they are. It's very strange. And look at these stones. Somebody went through a great deal of effort to drag these stones up here and plant them as they have been planted. Look, sir, look. And he points to the south, and you see another one of those bluish orbs floating around in a circle. It kind of rises up out of the ground around one of the pillars, and then suddenly drops back down into the ground beneath.
Can I go up to one of these stone pillars
Mhm.
and put my hands on it?
You can. He, Bing kind of, his breath catches as you put your hands on the stone. Right, he has a sudden flashback to the Shrine of Savras, with you going catatonic the last time you touched a stone. You place your hands on them and move your hands, and you get just this not a supernatural image, but just a feeling that like of the dwarves who dragged these stones up here and sort of placed them in here in some sort of in homage to their fallen ancestors. And kind of feeling it, you can see that there are slight scratches of dwarven runes etched into the stones. Very hard to see and sort of washed away from centuries of erosion from rain and wind. And then you kind of
So I
look
guess
down the
my
row and see the row of these things.
my I guess my first question is I want to make sure that they're actually stones.
They are stone. Yeah, they are. They are.
They
They are
are.
large shaped spires of granite. They are not bone or anything. If that was your question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are clearly, they're clearly stone. But as you look at, they do look like claws, right? Like spikes, like they were
Right.
shaped into these sharp spikes, and they're even sharper now that the wind and rain has carved them down.
Bang, this stonework can only come from dwarves.
He kind of looks at it and goes, "Yes, sir.
In fact, there's dwarvish runes etched onto the side of these stones.
Indeed."
Can I can I read them? Can I make out what they say? Can I
So you're trying to figure it out. Give me a what do we do here? We'll go with a history check, a intelligence history check.
7?
You are so the runes are not of a. They are clearly dwarven in make, but they are not. They're not of the same dialect of dwarven that you're used to reading, and also the erosion has washed much of them away. You are unable to make out what they. Yeah, the best you can figure is it looks like it's a name. Cloak. Hmm.
Oh, could this be what the centaur was referring to? The resting ground of that dwarf?
I believe so. That this appears to be a barrow of some sort. I imagine there could be a tomb beneath here,
Is there any
buried
difference
into the hills.
from one stone to the other? Is there a big difference?
You
Like,
notice that these stones go from smaller to larger. That as you kind of look down the row, and they're all sort of off kilter, right? They're not perfectly lined up. Some of them
uh-huh.
are askew in one way or the other, and they are not. If you couldn't draw a straight line through them, but the further you go down the line from north to south, the larger they get. And then there is one great spire standing perhaps 20 feet high, about 5 spires down in the center of all of these strange hills.
And is that one where the blue light is?
That was the one where the blue light had circled around and then dropped down.
I want to go there.
All right. You begin to make your way to the north. Bing follows behind. Night has fallen over at this point. And Bing kind of silently sort of grabs onto your cloak and kind of tugs it, and then points back to the north along the northern woods, and you see 2 more of those blinking shining orbs that are kind of circling around, almost seeming to observe you as you get to the top of the hill. Then both you and Bing, as you reach the top of the hill, it's about 30 feet up above the clearing around it. And you look around at the hills once again, these sort of strangely shaped hills. And both, Bing is trying to figure out, like, why did they shape them this way? Like, they are not organized in any kind of pattern that I can recognize. Can I have wisdom checks from both you and Bing once again?
Bang rolls a 8,
Okay.
and Barundar rolls a 1.
Wow. Because I don't get it. I can't figure it out. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter.
Bing, we'll figure it out somehow.
All right. Going around to the largest one, it is this large cracked spire sticking out of the center of these hills that head off to the west, the east, and the north, spanning out across the clearing. And you look around the base and kind of peering into it. He goes, look, the wind or something has pushed it off kilter, and there is a gap. I can feel air blowing around the edge of this spire that is sticking out of the ground. I think there's a cavity beneath, or a hole, just like that one we found in those northern hills.
Well, then I think we know where we need to go, Bing.
I said, home to Phandalin?
Nope, we're gonna go down that hole.
Ah, yes, sir. Well, it is very narrow. How will we make our way down there?
We dig.
All right, that is sure, certainly. I shall get your shovel, sir. And he goes to his, but it's a 2-piece shovel, the blade of the shovel and the handle. He kind of snaps it into place. He goes, I unfortunately I left mine back in Phandalin, but here you go, sir.
Well, you can use mine, Bing.
Oh, no, I would not dare to impose.
So before I start digging,
Mm-hmm.
Is there any... Wait a minute. Can I climb? How tall are these things?
So the one they span from about 15 feet high to 30 feet high, and you're on one that's about not 30 feet, about 20 feet high. So about 10 to 20 feet high. The one that you're standing next to is 20 feet high.
Can I climb?
Sure.
And see if I get a better vantage point.
Yeah.
To look at these hills.
So you find that there are cracks all inside of this spine, this spire of carved stone, and you are with some effort you are able to climb up to the top of the thing, where it appears the top has cracked off, right? Like you imagine it went straight up to a point, but instead it's got a jagged top. And as you kind of balance, holding your hand upon one of the jags and kind of standing on it, you get another look around the hills around you. Can I have another wisdom check with advantage?
That's what I was hoping for. 15 plus 2... Wait, hold on. Barundar has a 0. So 15.
As you look around, it suddenly dawns on you the shape of the hills around you. They form a dragon. East and west, the hills have been carved to form the wings of the dragon. To the south is the beast's great head, and to the north is the tail. The tail is what you had climbed up as you reached it. And you realize you are standing upon this great sculpted dragon. Right at the top of its uppermost spire.
Bing?
Sir.
We're standing atop a dragon.
A real dragon, sir. And he kind of looks around, sort of shocked and not a little concerned. What do you mean, sir?
Take a look around you, Bing. Look at the hills. What do you see?
Oh, you mean the hills themselves have been shaped into the image of a dragon?
Correct, Bing.
Wow.
I'm surprised you missed
craftsmanship. I know. I'm normally more astute at discovering such things. I don't know. I suppose just the angle. And you hear a rumble underneath. You see a light that sort of shines up through the crack below, and there's a rumble as the spine that you are standing on, the spire of stone, shifts to the east all at once. Kind of it rumbles and it moves. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ugh. Barundar. 6.
You fall heavily to the ground, taking 2 points of damage. As you land next to Bing. He comes running over and goes, Sir, are you all right?
No, Bing, I fell.
I'm sorry, sir. It looks like your ankle has twisted slightly.
Really should have been there to help me fall.
I know.
Bing.
I didn't
Catch
know.
me.
I should. Yes, sir. I try. I'm sorry, sir. But
It's all right,
look,
Bing.
look if you would. That whole spine, that spire of stone has moved, and that gap has gotten larger. Look. And he kind of points down, and both you and Bing have low light vision, right? Dark vision, and you see that it has pushed off to the side, and that the spine had covered a hole that led to a rough stone spiral staircase leading down deep into the heart of this draconic mound.
Well, then we're going to follow it down.
Yes, sir. After you, sir. Shall I give any sort of light, or shall we trust our dark vision? As you know, that in the discovery of hidden things, in low light situations such as this, it is harder for us to discover such things. But I don't know what we will alert if we are to ignite such light.
Let's go down and see what's there before we turn on any lights.
Yes, sir. You head down the spiral staircase, and it leads.
How is the stonework on the stairs? Is it still dwarven?
The stonework is of it's roughly constructed, but built to last. Right? You think like the stones leading down here could last a long time. That the earth around it has certainly shifted over time, but the dwarven construction of this place has remained stern. It is definitely, you're definitely heading into a vault of dwarven construction.
Okay.
You recognize that easily.
So I immediately tell Bing that I want to head south to the head of this dragon.
He says, yes, sir. One moment, sir. And he goes to look. Does he have the cantrip light? I'm just curious.
Bing has... yes, he does.
Okay. He goes, yes, sir. Shall we continue to rely upon our low light vision?
Can I make a perception check to see if I hear anything? Like I want to make an effort to see if both... And I asked Bing to open his ears as well.
Yes, sir.
So Bing rolls a 11, and Barundar rolls a 14.
So you're very quiet down there, right? And you're in the dark. Up top, you kind of look up and you see the spiral staircase leading up into the darkness above, but it is nighttime outside, so there's no light anywhere around here, and you have this sort of bluish. Your low light vision gives you this sort of bluish gaze of the dwarven stonework all around you. And for a moment, both you and Bing are quiet, even holding your breath to not disturb anything. And you start to hear the clatter of bones to the south. Like it was dead quiet, and then you heard definitely sounds of bones moving. Sir.
I heard it too, Bing.
Ooh, sir, shh, look. And he points to the south, and oh boy, I threw my map off. And down to the south, you see that there is an illumination shining around a corner of the stonework to the south.
Is it bluish and light, like the balls, the malevolent balls?
It looks like the same sort of light that you saw from the malevolent balls. So this area is all constructed of stone carved, earth and stone, in slight archways that are about 8 feet high. When you look, there are stone pillars along the walls that have been carved with the images of dwarves holding axes and swords, dwarves holding holy symbols of Mirrodin and the like, all sort of carved into the walls.
Bing?
Sir.
This is a sacred place.
It is, sir, but I worry about the motivation of those strange lights.
Well, we're here to destroy those malevolent balls, Bing, and everything they represent.
Yes, sir.
They don't belong here.
Yes, sir.
I make my way south.
After you, sir. Yes. Let's see. As you come around the corner, you see one of those lights that's kind of shining and moving in a circular pattern to the south at the entrance to a larger vault that where the tunnel that the tunnel you're currently traveling down leads. It sort of moves in a circle above, right at the edge of where the tunnel opens up further to the south. What is Bing's perception score?
Bing has his passive perception. 12.
Okay, very good. Sir, look at that. There's something else moving in the chamber, and you definitely see something pretty large moves by, and you catch just an image of a large rib cage that sort of moves off into the shadow and then disappears around the outer edge of the cavern of the tunnel's outer wall.
A large rib cage.
What was that, sir? You don't think it was like an undead dragon, do you? And that light, what is it doing?
An undead dragon?
I don't know. It was big. That wasn't a humanoid rib cage. I'm frightened, sir. Yes, sir.
First thing, do not be scared. I'm here.
You don't think that jackass towns guy would just send people in here to die, do you?
Well, he is a bit of a jackass, Bing, but I don't think he's that much of a jackass.
Okay, you're probably right, sir.
Bing, have you ever fought an undead dragon?
He smiles. He's like, no, sir. Have you, sir?
I've thought about it, but no, I haven't.
I suppose thinking about a thing and doing a thing are very similar. What's that? Like positive thinking or something like that. It's if you imagine you can do a thing, then you are likely to do it. I'm sure when it comes to fighting undead dragons that is a very powerful ability.
Bing?
Visualization. Yes, sir. Sorry.
I think we have work to do.
Yes, sir.
Let's go see what's happening here, Bing. These are dwarven...
Yes, sir.
These are sacred dwarven grounds we stand upon.
Indeed, sir.
And I have a responsibility to my dwarven elders.
Yes, sir.
I will not allow malevolent blue balls or anyone else to...
Yes, sir. He snickers to himself. Thank you for bringing some levity to this stressful situation, sir.
I'm not sure what that means, Bing. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I move towards the...
Excellent. So you're like... You turn around with that grin determination in your eye, and I don't know what that means, Bing, but we must move forward. You take one step, and the floor collapses underneath your feet, and you go plunging into a pit.
Oh, for the love of Moradin, Bing!
You land as you fall down. The good news is that the fall is only for 3 points of damage. The rusted swords at the bottom of the pit, however, you land on 3 of those. One through your arm, one through your leg, and one through your back. For
rusted swords.
Rusted swords. For a total of 15 points of damage.
Bing!
You cry, "Oh, my word, sir! Oh, watch out!" And you see the ball comes around the edge of the pit and comes down at you, and sparks of electricity start to arc off of its back. He's like, "Sir! Bing! Sir!" Roll for initiative, please.
Bing, I don't have my tetanus shot.
Yeah. Super tetanus.
Initiative. 16 for Barundar. And Bing, 13.
Oh, right. The orb floats down at you with tremendous speed. Like, you realize that it was moving around before. It was moving in a lazy pattern. Now, however, it moves with tremendous speed and malevolence and zaps you as an arc of electricity sparks off of it and zaps at you. However, it only rolls a 7 as you quickly draw your shield up, and the spark of electricity hits the shield. But you realize, like, if that hits you, it's really bad. It is your turn. You are currently prone and impaled on 3 swords with a sparking wisp above you. What would you like to do?
I'd like to go home, Bing, is what I'd like to do.
Yes, sir. Me too, sir.
But right now we can't do that.
No, sir.
So
you look really bad. That sword's sticking right through your leg, sir.
Yes, thank you for that, Bing. I'm quite aware of my
look clean at all
situation. I'm gonna say something before I swing my axe at this thing.
All right.
Am I in range of hitting this thing with my axe?
Yeah, because it moved right up to you and tried to zap you with electricity. So it's
okay. So I'm gonna tell Bing to pull out whatever it was, that tiara we found.
He goes, yes, sir. He stumbles.
Actually, no, actually, that's a lie. Bing is gonna cast one of his new spells that he learned for leveling up.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm gonna swing my axe at this thing.
Very good. Roll an attack.
Oh boy. Can I manage to do it two-handed, even though I'm impaled on these?
Yeah, so you can, as a move action, and without suffering further damage, you can pull yourself off of these blades and stand at the bottom of the pit.
Okay, Bang, I'm quite injured here. We're gonna have to do something about this one.
Yes, sir.
A level and blue ball. Okay, here we go. I'm rolling. Oh fuck! I rolled a 3 plus 4, 7.
All right, you swing at it, and it easily moves out of the way very quickly, dodging easily, because it's so fast, sir. It's going to be really hard to hit. And it is Bing's turn.
Bing is going to cast, and Bing learned a new spell. Bing is going to cast Shield of Faith, which grants me an extra 2 to my armor class.
I think it's 2 or 3.
I believe it's 2.
You're probably right. Let me look it up real quick, just for my own edification.
Yeah,
a word.
2.
You're right. Plus 2 to your AC. Your AC goes up by 2. He says, sir, and he throws a protective aura. I hope this will help you, sir. As if testing out this aura, the wisp fires another electrical blast at you. And it rolls a 15. Sorry.
I have
a 13.
I have an armor class of 19 now.
Excellent. Very good. With that extra shield of faith, it zaps and hits the arcane energy of it. Sir, it is your turn.
Bang. Okay. I mean, I really don't have anything else to do but swing my axe. Here we go.
Sir.
13.
13. You swing again, and down in the pit. As your axe whooshes by the wisp continues to move with tremendous speed all around you. Sir, I don't know how you're ever going to hit that thing. It's so fast. I've never seen anything that fast.
Bing.
Sir.
There's only one thing you could do about blue balls. And I'm going to do it very soon. Yes? Bing is going to use his... Yeah, Bing is going to... What can Bing do here? A Sacred Flame.
All right. He calls upon the energy, and a bloom of radiant energy erupts around the wisp. The wisp makes a wisdom. Is that a wisdom saving throw, or is that dexterity?
Oh, you know what? You know what, Mike? I'm sorry. I earlier I messed up. Bing doesn't have the light cantrip.
Ah, okay.
I was reading the mage stat block for the spellcaster companion.
Right.
He's a healer.
Gotcha. So is it a dexterity saving throw?
Sacred Flame?
Yes.
It doesn't say, but let's look it up.
I believe
the stat block doesn't say. A dexterity saving throw, yes.
He fires up the radiant energy, and the wisp easily dodges out of the way. He's like, "Oh, God, we need something that can hit it without it simply dodging out of the way. I don't know if we have anything. Perhaps you could grab it. I don't know, something." It is the wisp's turn. The wisp tries to zap you once again. This time rolling an 11. Luckily for you, the wisp seems about as good at penetrating that magical shield as you are at hitting the wisp. What do you do? It is Barundar's turn.
I don't know if I should grab it.
I don't know.
I
don't know. I don't know what we can do. It's so fast. I don't know if grabbing it, it's made out of like malevolent energy. I don't know if you can grab it. Ugh.
I'm going to try to take one more swing at it. Why not?
Yes, sir.
Oh! Nat 20.
Whoa! So you swing at it, it's dodging around, and you just line it up, and bang, you hit it full force with your axe. Roll your... Oh, so that is a...
That's a double dice damage.
That's right. You crit on 19s and 20s. Yeah, so go ahead and roll double dice
2d10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 2d10.
Plus your strength.
5 and 6. So that's 11 plus 4, 15.
15. You hit it soundly, and it just slams the thing against the wall. And you hear this, it kind of shudders for a minute and sparks, and then breaks apart into pieces. He goes, "Oh! Is it dead?" And you see these like sparkly bits on the wall nearby. Yes, sir.
I told you I knew how to take care of blue balls.
Yes, sir. Indeed you did, and indeed you do.
All right, can I climb up out of this pit?
You can. So in pulling yourself off of the blades and with deep wounds upon you, you pull yourself out and sit on the edge of the pit. Do you climb up on the southern side, which was towards the room with the bony shape in it, or towards the northern side where Bing is?
No, towards Bing, because Bing is going to lay his hands on me and
very good,
heal me a little bit. I need it.
Excellent.
So Bing is going to cast Cure Wounds using 2 slots. And Cure Wounds... How much does Cure Wounds give me? D8?
It is a D8 plus the caster's wisdom bonus.
Right. So 5 plus 2, 7 points.
Do you wish to rest here, sir, or are you worried more of those malevolent blue balls will come at you?
No, don't we have a healing potion that we got from the woman in the tower?
You do, yes. You have. I think you have both a minor, and I think you got a one that was better than a minor, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to take one of those.
Yep. Yeah, you have a healing potion, which is 2d4 plus 2. You have one greater healing potion. You have a couple of regular healing potions and one greater healing. That's 4d4 plus 4.
No, I'm going to take the minor.
Okay.
2d4 plus 2.
Correct.
So I regain 7 points. I'm feeling better, Bing.
Good, sir. That was... Oh, don't like to think about it. Horrifying. Horrifying to see you impaled on those blades.
I know, Bing. I felt it too.
I still worry about what we have ahead. Shall we continue, sir? Or shall we call it a day?
Well, I think Bing and I need to rest a little bit.
We could do you want to rest here in this
But I don't know.
hallway?
I don't know if this is a good spot to rest.
I don't know, sir.
Bing, I sort of had the wind knocked out of me. I don't know if I can keep
Yes, sir.
going today.
Yes, sir. We can certainly try to rest here. We could stay on the defensive though, should any hostile actions take place.
Let's do that.
All right, sir.
I'll take first watch.
Yes, sir. You are able to spend an hour resting at the edge of the pit. As you do, every so often you see that shuffling form in the room to the south kind of moves nearby, but never quite makes itself fully revealed. You also see strange lights from the hallway to the north from which you came. Another bluish light and a greenish light that kind of move and then illuminate, and you never quite see them fully, but you can tell that they're still moving out there in the distance.
Oh, I can use a hit die here to...
Yes, you have 4 hit dice.
Yeah.
So you can use as many as you desire, and you add your Constitution modifier to each one.
Should have maybe used that before I took a healing potion.
That's right. There are more healing potions.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm back up to full.
Excellent. That's good, sir. We should keep an eye out for those pits. That was quite deadly.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk. Let's walk into the. Let's just do it. Let's just go in there and see what's up.
All right, to the south. So both of you hop over. The pit is roughly 5 feet wide. It was the length of the corridor, but both of you are able to kind of leap over the pit.
I want to study the floor. I want to study the floor around the pit.
Okay.
And see if I notice anything similar as I walk. I'm going to be very careful.
Yes. So as you looking at the pit itself, you see that it was a collapsed floor, and actually as you watch, you hear the sounds of grinding stone, and the floor kind of comes back up again, covering the pit once again. But you know where it is now as you look at it, and you realize like these pits are here specifically to kill tomb robbers. They are well-made dwarven construction. The pits are of well-made dwarven construction.
Bang, that's called dwarven ingenuity.
Yes, sir. I mean, that is certainly the only reason why you would have fallen in such a thing. I think if any other group had made such a pit, there's no way you wouldn't have seen it.
That's why I like you, Bing.
Yes, sir. You step over the pit and into the room, carefully looking at the floor ahead of you. But when you see what you see in the next room, any memories of pits floods from your mind as a creature steps forward. At first, you're like, is it like an undead version of that centaur outside? But you realize, no, it is a skeletal horse. The horse steps up to you. It is covered in a dwarven saddle, and still has a dwarven bit in its mouth, like a dwarven reins on it, as it kind of moves up to you. You know, hollow, empty eyes and rattling bone hooves that hit the ground. It kind of stands about 10 feet in front of you, sort of beholding you with its dead eyes, turning its head one way and the other to sort of get a view of you in those empty eyes. It then takes another 2 steps forward, looks at you, lowers its head, and then bumps the front of your chest with the nose of its bony nose.
Um, in an aggressive manner, or
Give me an insight check. Both you and Bing may make an intelligence insight check.
Bang rolls a 12, and Barundar rolls a intelligence 5.
So
No, I'm sorry, 7.
yeah, so Barundar is, like you think like it's going to knock you down, and Bing says, "Sir, I think it wants to be pet. I don't believe it's hostile."
So I speak in Dwarven.
Mm-hmm. What do you say?
I say, um, relax, friend. I mean you no harm.
It kind of
Bar-
lowers its head as you stroke its bony nose with your hand, and you hear this like low, weird, ethereal whinny. Right? It has no vocal cords nor way of making such a sound, but you just sort of hear this like, this relaxed whinnying sound seems to come from the air all around you.
I tell him you are a friend of the dwarves and a friend of mine.
So it kind of lowers its head and it sort of steps back a couple of steps and kind of clops its front hooves in sort of an excited manner, and then comes back and bumps you again with its bony nose.
Bang.
He doesn't answer. He's just staring at the thing.
Bang, don't forget you'd be dead if I weren't a dwarf.
Sir, yes, I'm certain, sir.
What
a strange
well,
beast.
I'm not sure what to do here, Mike. Is there anything in this room beyond, this?
So, looking around the room, you see that the walls here, some of them have collapsed over time. That the shifting of the earth around the tomb has caused them to collapse. But looking at the mosaics that remain on some of the dwarven carved stone, shows an image of a female dwarf, an axe high in her hand, as she rides in, charging into a green dragon that is breathing out a blast of poisonous breath. And you realize, like, that horse, like when you look at the saddle of that the dwarf is riding, the saddle is the same saddle that is on this horse.
Bang.
Sir.
And I pointed out to him without saying it. I motioned to the...
This would appear to be the same steed that Algonda rode. Wondrous, and it still lives. Well, I don't know if we could call this living exactly.
It lives in undeath.
I suppose so, sir.
I wonder if I can ride this thing.
His eyes kind of go wide, and he takes a few steps back. You can give it a try. So this chamber is large enough that you could get upon the saddle of the horse and not bang your head. But riding it through the halls would be impossible. Will you give it a try, sir?
I'm going to take this thing out of here.
Yes, sir.
But not now, Bing.
Okay, sir.
Let's
Are you going to
proceed?
Yes, sir. So you make your way. The horse kind of follows along, and as you hop over the pit, the horse does likewise, seeming to follow you down the hall. It stays back about 15 feet, but continues to follow you down the dwarven halls. You come back to the center area where tunnels lead off to the west and to the east, and a solitary tunnel leads off to the north towards the dragon's tail. The western and eastern tunnels appear to lead off to where the wings of the dragon would be.
Right. I wanted to go to the head.
Yeah, so you believe you were in the head. Like the chamber with the horse, your knowledge of dwarven construction and everything tells you that you were underneath the hill of the head of the dragon.
Right. So let's go to the eastern wing.
Very good. This is very good, sir. That very wise. You head down the eastern tunnels, and you are carefully looking for traps, for more of those pit traps. You do not see any of the glowing lights that you normally see. Eventually, the two tunnels that lead off to the east form into one and bend around to the south and then further to the east. Can I have a perception check from both you and Bing as both of you examine? One question for you. Are you using any sort of light, or are you continuing to stay in the darkness?
No, we're staying in the darkness.
All right.
Yeah, I remember Bing didn't have the light cantrip.
Gotcha.
So
You still have torches and things if you would like to light a torch. You do know that your ability to perceive traps and things like that in darkness, even with dark vision, puts you at disadvantage, which means you should only roll once, and then you can add whoever has the better perception check.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Bing rolled a 16.
Okay. Yeah, so he's looking around, and he's like, now that he knows what to look for, he's like, I don't think I see any more of those pit traps unless they design them differently. I think we are safe here.
Okay, I trust Bing.
All right. Let's see. So you enter a chamber, another large chamber. This one on the south side has two alcoves, each that contain a pair of large stone sarcophagi with grim-looking dwarves upon it. Both of them have cloaks and grins upon their faces, and they each hold a symbol in their hand, a holy symbol.
Do I recognize it?
As both you and Bing kind of look over, and they're kind of covered with dust, you sort of brush off the dust, and you recall, like, this is a symbol that you've seen before. Can I have a wisdom religion check from both you and Bing?
Yes. Bing rolls a 8, and Barundar rolls a 16.
So Bing is like, I can't recognize these symbols, and you go, wait a minute, those are the same symbols that you saw in that excavated dwarven ruin. That is the symbol of Abathor, the dwarven god of mischievousness and malevolence.
Got it. So this is not these aren't nice dwarves.
Right.
Well, I mean, is it fair to make that assumption? Is that a god that's
yes, you know that Abathor is considered a is considered a dwarf, an evil dwarf of greed and malevolence and mischief. It is one like the dwarves, the dwarves who kind of hoarded their goods were often considered, like minions of Abathor. And trickery, like malevolent trickery.
So what am I looking at here in the sarcophagi here? How many are there?
There are two sarcophagi, one on the south, one on the north, both one on the west, one on the east of southern alcoves on the southern wall. Both of them have the cloaked figures of Abathor, or cloaked figures with holding the holy symbols of Abathor on them.
Do they look like they've been disturbed, or
They
do they?
do not. They look like no one has touched them in centuries. There's a thick layer of dust and dirt, and like you look above and you see that like parts where the ceiling of this chamber have sort of broken through as the earth has shifted, has landed atop these sarcophagi, and they have not been disturbed.
I'm not here to rob graves.
If you can give me a both you and Bing a wisdom perception check, please.
Bing rolls a 10. Barundar rolls a 9.
Okay, good to know.
I'm not here to rob graves, Bing.
This is yes, sir.
Especially not dwarven graves.
Yes, sir.
These dwarves pray to a different god than I.
Yes, sir. Strange that we would find dwarven sarcophagi of Abathor in a tomb of heroes such as this. Very strange.
Well, perhaps there were... Well, yes, Bing, I suppose so. And I have no explanation for it.
Yes. Shall we continue then?
Yes, we shall.
Making your way, so there are no other entrances or exits to this chamber.
No, we're going to go to the west wing.
Very good. You make your way back, and as you do, you see the bone horse continues to sort of follow you through the passageways. It sort of doesn't enter any of the chambers, but it's sort of keeping an eye and following you through. As you head off to the west, you see a glowing. Whoops, I'm on the wrong one. You see a glowing, one of those glowing balls. This one is green. That sort of hovers down, and as you are moving through the tunnels to go to the east or to the west, it is following along, or it is leading on. So it's continuing to move forward as you are moving forward.
So we're following it
Yeah.
into the western chamber.
Yeah. You bend around a chamber and you see it sort of floating above the ground, sort of above a tunnel that leads into a larger chamber. With your vision in sort of the low light, you can see that there's two large stone columns in the center of the room. And it looks like alcoves of other sarcophagi along the northern and southern sides. And the ball is sitting in the hallway between you and that chamber.
Bing?
Sir.
I don't want to go through what I went with the last ball we ran into.
That looked very painful, sir.
It was. So my first question is, I want to look directly below the ball.
Very good. Give me a wisdom perception check, both you and Bing. As you kind of look, you still like, you know, the light. Oh, so it is well lit. The ball is illuminating the area, so both of you can roll. You can roll with advantage, whichever one of you has the higher perception check.
Bing, and I have so Bing does.
Mm-hmm.
So Bing rolls with advantage. He rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, so he's like, "Oh, sir, look. Clearly there's another seam in the floor here, just like that other terrible pit trap. These wisps are guiding us into these traps. Bastards." They make me very angry.
Relax, Bing.
Yes, sir.
Don't get yourself in a tiffy here.
It's upsetting, sir, when that rusted blade piercing out of your arm made my skin crawl.
Well, it made my skin bleed, Bing.
Yes, sir.
That's far worse.
That is true, sir. It looked worse.
It was.
Yes,
Bing,
sir.
I'm going to jump over that pit.
All right, sir.
And so are you.
Oh, yes, sir.
I guess my question is, can I jump over it with that ball hovering there?
You can, and you would probably be on the other side of the ball. If it is hostile, you don't believe, like, you can sort of leap over and sort of defend yourself with your shield and prevent it getting any sort of opportunity attack.
Then that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. You
Bing, can you make the jump, or shall I toss you over?
No, I'm good, sir. It's not that far.
Okay.
Just check. Yes. No, sir. Yes. You leap over to the side. The wisp kind of moves and shifts around with anger at the fact that you so easily dodged over it, and attempts to zap you. Let us roll for initiative, please.
Bing rolled a initiative of 21.
Oh, very good.
Barundar rolled a initiative of 11.
All right. So Bing gets to act first. He's standing. He's still on the other side of the pit, right? Like you jumped over, the wisp went into attack, but Bing was kind of prepared to see that thing attack. What does Bing do to the wisp?
Or he's going to Sacred Flame.
Oh,
Sacred Flame.
Oh, right. The wisp fails its check, rolling a 1 on its saving throw. Please tell me how much damage it does.
6.
6 points. It is blasted for radiant energy, which roars around the thing. That kind of shakes it up as it zips back and forth. In anger, it flies past you to go after Bing. Would you like to make an opportunity attack?
Yes, I would.
Excellent.
Plus 4, 10, 14.
14. You try to swing at it, but it moves so quickly you miss as it zips by. It then goes after Bing and rolls a 12 against Bing. As it zips around and fires a spark.
That's Bing's armor class is 12.
Oh, no. It hits Bing for... for 6 points of lightning damage.
Oh.
He goes, ah! He cries out. It is now...
I'm coming, Bing.
It is now Bing's turn. What is Bing going to do?
Bing is going to do the same. He's going to Sacred Flame.
All right. It tries to save and fails once again.
7 points of damage.
All right. The wisp getting ripped apart by this energy. So, Barundar, you're on the other side of the pit at this point. It's up and engaged with Bing. You can leap over the pit if you want and try to attack it on the other side or attempt to do something.
No, I'm going to jump over the pit and with a dwarven battle cry, I am going to swing my axe down at it.
So I'm going to make you a deal. Let's negotiate a little bit here. If you were willing to sort of leap over heroically over this pit, roaring and slamming your axe down, you have advantage on the attack. You need to roll a strength athletics check to make the leap. On a 10 or less, you will fall into the pit.
I will take that deal.
Oh, right. Excellent. So roll a strength athletics check as you roar over the spiked pit.
I have a +4 to athletics. Come on.
What'd you roll?
20.
20. You make it over. I'm going to. So if you hit, because you rolled a 20 in the athletics check, if you hit, you have advantage on the attack, and if you hit it, it is an automatic critical hit.
Listen, not only am I jumping over the pit, but I'm doing a move with my axe where I swing it between my legs and pull it out on the other side like a basketball.
Right.
And
you gotta slam dunk the wisp's head.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a head. But...
Hold up. Here, let me roll.
All right. Roll well. Roll well.
Come on, Barundar. Don't
let us
screw this up.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Did you roll with advantage?
Oh, I didn't roll with advantage.
You have advantage on the attack.
11 on one roll, and the other roll gets a 19 plus 4.
There you go.
22. 23.
22. So you roll it, and for a minute, like you're as you're swinging the axe between your legs, it slips a bit. You're like, oh, and then you quickly grab it, and then slam it on the wisp. Roll your damage with a critical hit. So you had the critical hit anyway. I didn't even need to offer that because you rolled a 19.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah, that was great. So it's a 2d10. 3, 10, 13, 15.
15. So
15 points of slashing damage.
So something you realize as you kind of slam into it, you realize that like hitting the wisp with your axe isn't doing quite as much damage as you would hitting a thick being, like a real creature, not some ethereal thing. However, even still, you sever through its ethereal connection, and the thing explodes outwards, just as the other one did when you do your slam dunk, double-handed leaping axe attack. And
awesome.
The wisp is destroyed. Like a spray of ethereal liquid sort of hits Bing in the face. He goes, gah!
And when I land after I smack my axe through that thing, I'm kind of like still in what's it called? In a rush.
Yeah.
My adrenaline is rushing, so I'm like, I'm looking to hit something.
Right.
Bing
Like,
needs to calm me down a little bit.
It's like, shh,
yeah.
Shh. Sunset.
Yeah, like
sun
Bing has to be like, calm down, sir. Calm down.
Sun is going down, sir. Sun is going down. Right.
Ugh.
It's like, oh, that was wonderful, sir. What an act. What a
Bing.
powerful blow. Never saw axe play like that before.
Bang, I'm in dwarven lands here. That's
No
what
kidding.
happens.
I imagine the heroes of this place, they know you well.
They will.
Wonderful, sir.
Those malevolent balls, Bang, they got the best of me.
They do. Dangerous things. Ugh, I thought I was done for when it hit me.
No, I'm here to save you, Bing.
Yes. Shall we continue, sir?
Yes, we shall.
You make your way into the next chamber, and inside you see 4 sarcophagi, all lined up. One of them contains a dwarf that is holding a lute in his hand. Another one is a robed dwarf, hands crossed over his chest, that has a wand held in one hand. And then 2 more, male and female, both look like fighters. Both of them with like stern axes. They appear to be twins. Like they look close enough to be twins. Those are the 2 southernmost ones.
Just to confirm, what I'm looking at are actual. These are carvings, or
yeah. So the sarcophagi are on the floor, and then the top stone, the stone covers of the sarcophagi have these carved images of these dwarves.
I mean, I'm not here to rob.
Give me an intelligence check. From Bing.
17.
Bing kind of looks around. He goes, "There's magic in this room. I can feel it, particularly from those northernmost sarcophagi."
That's where the twins are.
No. So the twins are the 2 southern ones. The northern ones were the one that had a carving of what looked like a dwarven bard, and the other one looked like the carving of a dwarven wizard.
Bang, I'm not here to rob graves.
Are you sure, sir? There could be valuable items in there.
I said I'm not here to rob graves, Bing. You can do whatever you want.
I understand, sir. Yes. Would you please examine those 2 sarcophagi over to the south? Perhaps you might discover something there.
Okay, Bing. I go on a
kind of studying.
I examine.
All right. Meanwhile, behind you, you hear a grunt. Give me a strength athletics check from young Bing.
For Bing. Poor Bing. He's got a +0 to strength.
Excellent.
He rolled a 14.
So
14.
You hear this like, in this like scraping noise as part of the sarcophagi moves. He's oh, and he kind of falls back to the floor, and he kind of turns around and goes, "Sir, I slipped a bit, and I think I shifted the lid of this coffin accidentally, but I not quite enough to see what lurks inside. But there's some kind of shining necklace of beads around the neck of this thing. Come here, please take a look."
I take a look.
So you kind of peer in. There's a crack. Bing was able to get the lid of the sarcophagi off a little bit, and inside you see the moldering remains of a dwarf. Gray beard, all mottled from long age, tattered robes, tarnished bracelets. But around its neck is a string of shining beads that appears untouched by the age.
So I move the lid. I try to push the lid open a little bit.
Give me a strength athletics check, and Bing will aid you.
Barundar rolled a 4. That's not going to get me anywhere. Bing rolls a 12.
Well, he can use your strength modifier, so...
Hold on.
It's the equivalent of Barundar rolling with advantage.
Yeah, so athletics, Barundar has a 4, so 16.
Okay, so you manage to kind of pull it, and you're like, wow, the lids of these sarcophagi are heavy. You push it aside, and Bing's like, hang on, I think I can reach it, right? And he reaches in, and he manages to grasp the beads and slowly pulls them out, and you hear a small sound of metal kind of turning, and he kind of pulls it free, and he holds it in his hand, and he realizes like the clasp at the back of the necklace undid itself. And he kind of looks to you, he goes, I can't imagine that they wouldn't want us to have this if the magic unlatched it like for us. Right? That's a sign, I think, right?
Bing,
Sir.
Magic works in mysterious ways.
Indeed, sir. Perhaps we should put the sarcophagus, the lid back in place, in honor to this.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir. He kind of looks at the beads and sort of tucks them into a pouch, and then the two of you manage to push the lid of the sarcophagi back in place. He then kind of takes the beads out and sort of looks at them. Can you give me an intelligence arcana check from... And Barundar can assist if you like. Perhaps he's run into things like this.
So Bing rolls a 6. Wow.
Yeah, so...
And hold on, Barundar...
I don't know what these are.
Barundar rolled a 4.
Yeah, so the two of you are examining them, and you're looking at them, and what they look like is small beads of sort of brass, right? Except they're almost semi-transparent, and inside you see like a swirling ball of flame, right? And he's looking at these, and as he moves it, the flame doesn't move the same way inside as him moving the bead. It's like, these are wonderful, they're beautiful. And he's like, should we crush one? Like maybe I'll. And he starts to move it towards his mouth. It's like, no.
Don't touch it, Bing. Leave it alone. No, Bing. What? You don't want to do that.
Oh, okay, sir. Would you like to hang on to this, sir?
Bing, you can't handle spicy foods.
That is true. Look, it looks like the bead can be broken free from the rest of the chain. It has the same sort of clasp that the back of the chain has. How interesting.
Yes, it is, Bing. Just put it away for now.
Oh, okay, sir. Yes, sir. I'll tuck that away. He places it in the bag. You hear it rattling around in the bag, along with the tiara. He goes, I don't know about
does
bards.
It feel warm to the touch?
Yeah, it has a warmth to it. Yeah, definitely. He goes over and looks at the other one and goes, I don't know about that one. That one looks silly. The bards. We could look at it if you like, but...
No, I'm not interested.
Yes, sir.
I told you I wasn't here to rob a grave, Bing.
Right. No, sir. I think
But
liberating items from the decay of time is a different matter, sir, right? Certainly the dwarves want us to arm ourselves well to face the threats of the world.
yes.
Excellent, sir. Shall we continue? I believe there's only one chamber left.
Let's
one
go
pathway.
to it, Bing.
You travel around to the north, and going back around the circle and head towards the northern passage. Bing, having now well recognized these traps, sees another pit trap in the floor, and says, "Watch out for that trap there, sir." The two
Good
of
eye,
you.
Bing.
Yeah. What's that? What'd you say?
Good eye, Bing.
Yes, sir. Yes. Leaping over the trap, you enter the final chamber. In here, you see two sarcophagi in the on the western and eastern side of the chamber. And the area north of the sarcophagi, you see a massive skeleton of a dragon, head lured down. And Bing gets out a cry. Ah!
Bing.
Sir, an undead dragon.
I think. Is it Okay.
Horrifying.
What's it doing?
It's not moving. It's just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Because look,
It's
sir.
But is it a dead dragon or
it is
undead?
a skeletal dragon. So he yelled out undead dragon, but it didn't move. So it looks like just a skeletal dragon.
All right, so it could just be a dragon that died in here.
Yes. You notice that the dragon, the sternum of the dragon, has a shining axe buried in the bone.
Bing.
Sir, is that it?
I believe I found what I came here looking for.
Yes, sir. Wondrous.
I'm not here to rob tombs, Bing, but I am here to take that axe.
Yes, sir. This is wondrous. Look at it. Look at the shine on that blade.
It's calling to me, Bing.
So it was forged yesterday.
I walk up to the axe and I pull it off of the dragon's sternum.
You grab the leather handle of this axe and you, with a single twist, pull it free. And you just feel this hum, like it vibrates in your hand, as though it yearned to be wielded once again. And you're holding it in your hands and realizing you're holding like a centuries-old axe of a dragon-slaying hero in your hands. Just before a skeletal hand of the dragon grasps your own wrist, and the head of the draconic skeleton aims your way, grinning at you with its dead teeth. Please, if you would, roll for initiative.
Bing rolled a 4. Barundar rolled worse. Barundar rolled a 4 as well. So both of them rolled 4.
All right.
And Barundar has the higher dexterity, if that matters.
Gotcha.
To break the tie.
The hand of the dragon cinches down. The claw cinches down on your wrist, and you feel it tear into your flesh for 11 points of damage as it starts to like lift you up. Sorry, what was Barundar and Bing's initiative?
4.
And who had the higher of Barundar and Bing?
I'm sorry, Barundar did.
Barundar had a 4, and Bing had a what?
A 4. They tied.
They tied. Okay, so we'll have Bing go first. So what does Bing do?
Bing is going to cast that spell that gives Barundar a higher armor class.
A good plan. You feel a shell of protection surround Barundar. It is now Barundar's turn.
Is this axe a two-handed axe?
It is a battle axe, so you can use it exactly the same way you were using your previous battle axe, one-handed or two-handed.
So two-handed.
You hear a
Bing.
female dwarven voice say in Dwarven to you, "Slay it and prove your worth."
Oh, yeah. Bing.
Sir!
Watch this.
Yes, sir.
And I swing my axe.
All right.
And I roll a 6.
You're like, ah! Whoa. And the dragon just sort of backs out of the way, grinning at you once again, and then holding you in one hand, tries to tear at you with his other claw. That is a 19.
That is what my armor class is.
You take another 11 points of damage.
Oh, boy. Bing!
Ah, sir!
I think we may have overextended ourselves here.
Ah, shall we run, sir?
I think perhaps that's a good idea.
Ah. So does Bing take off?
Well, hold on. Can I free myself of the grip?
Yeah. So the grip, you were able to kind of pull your hand free without any action. It didn't have it grappled or anything.
So Bang is going to run.
Okay.
Barundar is going to disengage as his action.
Okay.
And move.
Right.
Bolt it out of here.
And head towards the thing. You kind of you sort of the disengage as you sort of breaking free from the grip, right? And heading out the southern door, you kind of run past. You hear the rumble of the bone dragon kind of moving through the halls, and it sort of slams up against the hallway. It's too large to squeeze through the hall as you head through the other chamber. And you hear this, its bony mouth opens and it roars out.
I was gonna do a whole thing with my old axe and leaving it there for some other dwarf to find it in the future. But never mind.
Maybe never mind. You come turning around the corner, and for a moment you're like, "Oh my God, another one!" As you run into a bony thing, and it turns out it's your faithful
the horse.
Bone horse, yeah, who kind of tilts its head like, "What's up?"
Bing.
You hear the grumble, the grinding of stone behind you, as the bone dragon is slamming against the walls. And
no, we're gonna run out of here.
Yeah, you see parts of the ceiling collapsing.
No.
Running up the
Bing?
stairs, sir.
Let's make each other a promise here today.
Can we make that promise up above, sir?
Sure.
Oh, he sprints up the stairs, taking two at a time, as he makes his way outside of the barrow.
Can the horse go up the stairs?
It can. The horse clops up at a leisurely pace, makes its way up the stairs, led by you, as you hear the grumble of the northern section of the halls collapsing, one piece after the other. The roar of the dragon, muffled by the sound of falling stone. As you make your way out into the dead of night up above. Sir.
Bing?
Yes, what promise is it time for our promise?
We shan't speak of this. Look, this never happened.
Look, sir, and you see the whole tail of the dragon, the hills all collapsing inward. Almost like a great earthquake.
Perhaps we should get out of here, Bing, and move out of the way.
Yes, a good plan. You make your way off to the south, kind of sliding down the edge of the hill. It looks like only the tail section of the dragon collapsed. The other parts of the tomb stayed in. The other parts of the tomb stayed intact. As for the bone dragon, who could say?
Bing,
sir,
we slayed a dragon here today.
he kind of looks at you and looks at the collapse. He goes, I suppose, in a matter of speaking, that is true.
Well, we did.
Yes, sir.
We slayed a dragon here today, Bing.
Right. He goes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed. And you feel and you look in your hand at this axe and you hear a voice that kind of whispers in your mind. It says, well, not exactly the hero I was expecting.
Oh.
And it is there we will end today's adventure.
All right.
Good deal.
Well, I'm glad I was able to run because I was going to die.
Two claws of a bone dragon.
I ran away with 4 hit points.
Excellent. So let's see. You had just reached level 4 at the end of the last session. Is that correct? When you completed the... that was the Butterskull Ranch quest.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. You are still level 4 now.
Perfect.
Excellent. Thank you, my friend.
Go ahead. I'm going to put my character sheet in D&D Beyond.
Sounds like a good plan.
Probably easier.
It's an easy way to handle it.
All right. Well, I had a lot of fun, Mike.
Thank you very much. And, thanks to everybody who joined us, and we will do it again. Do it again next week.
Yep.
Awesome. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Have a great week.